Like right now? Because we need an intro. We need to intro this bitch.
Do you have a trumpet?
I could add in trumpets.
You should definitely add in trumpets.
I'm not going to add in trumpets. This is the start.
This is the start?
That's the start.
You should add in trumpets? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Independence Day, a special...
July 4th.
Yeah,
this
July
probably
4th.
Won't be uploaded till later today, or...
Maybe even fucking July 5th. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
This is July 4th episode. We're doing...
holiday specials.
Yes.
So this is our first holiday special, our Independence Day.
So, in homage of our independence
and celebration
of America, essentially,
we should reflect on the past
mistakes that led us to where we are now.
Yeah, because right now life is a shit show.
It's the way it is.
Yeah,
it's been a rocky road, but we're here.
Turn that.
We've made
off.
it. I'm turning it off right now. The phone was left on.
It is currently off now.
We're good. So we got a top like a top 10 list, but it's not what's the worst, but like the top 10 things that are
historically ordered.
Yeah.
Also, I just want you guys to know that you're fucking special, because right now we're going to sweat our asses off because there's no air conditioning or fan in this room right now. So you guys better be fucking grateful.
We had to do this because we're broke.
Yes.
So, God, I just realized that we're using the one mic.
Yeah.
And I forgot, and I looked over at the chat, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, what's going on? Seth's not in here."
You're so stupid.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'm Cremation. This is
Nick.
Northwest.
I'm Nick. I'm Seth.
Northwest. I know. I'm just using the name.
I like to use my real name.
Okay, so we got Seth.
Yeah, I'm
AKA Seth. North and South.
Just call me North.
Nick.
Kanye.
Nick, right here. That's me. Who is Cremation. I always forget my
Burn
name.
guy.
Burn guy.
It's okay.
Man who is on fire at some point in time. Okay, so like we said, top 10 historically ordered. So we're going all the way back. I want you guys to close your eyes and imagine this time period.
It's a time travel, really.
We're time traveling.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want to time travel back to then, actually. It's a mistake.
You know what? Can I just say, on this website, this is how they say it. Let me see here. The list is a response to the one published a couple of days ago with the topic of 10 great moments in American history. These aren't tragedies. These are great moments.
No, this is a response to the topic of the great. So they already made the great article, like the great moments article. Now they're making the worst.
The worst. Okay. Yeah. But that would be so much better if this was the great moments. Yeah.
Because, our tragedies
define us.
Yeah, define us. Define our character. Can you
I literally fucking turned it down.
Jesus.
I'm turning it down.
Christ. Okay. What's the first one? Name off the first one. Let's talk about
the first one is the Trail of Tears. 1838, people. Close your eyes. We were using horses, living in wooden shacks, and using oil-lit candles.
And shit to fill the insulation of our walls.
Yeah, just fucking mud.
Yeah. No, it was. They used literal shit.
And mud.
Probably.
And I mean, the Hispanic culture and Indian culture, some of them used
Native American.
I'm sorry.
You politically correct.
You fucking scum. They used Adobe. They had Adobe houses.
No, I think like Adobe Audition or some shit.
No. They had I think it's Adobe, isn't it?
Native American SoundCloud.
Was it not Adobe? That would be so good. We should look that up later.
We should not.
I'm gonna listen to. You know what? That's the end of this. Adobe SoundCloud. No, oh my God, what the fuck?
Cherokee
Native
SoundCloud.
American SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a little shout out.
To the natives that basically
that suffered, man. That suffered a lot.
Yeah, they suffered a lot.
Trail of Tears. So this was essentially a migration. The United States gathered a group of individuals, and they all happened to be Native Americans from different tribes.
Coincidentally.
It wasn't like they were seeking out or anything. So we had the Cherokee, the Creek, the Seminole. I don't know if I said that right.
We aren't Native
Seminole.
American.
I am.
No, shut the fuck.
I am.
You're as Native American as I am black.
That is
where?
Seminole.
Seminole.
The Seminole.
Yeah, the Seminoles.
The Choctaw. I know Choctaw.
We're butchering these names
so bad. No, that is Choctaw. I do know that one.
I don't.
So the Americans took these tribes of Native Americans, and they were like, "Hey, so you know where you live? Like that's not your home anymore. So follow us, and you don't have a choice, or you die." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. The phrase. Oh no, that was wrong. I apologize. I'm kind of reading off the site. We're retarded.
No preparation.
A bunch of them died. Let's see here. Right here. Including 4,000 of the 15,000 relocated Cherokee, all died due to sickness, starvation, and exposure to the elements. And they were migrated from the southeastern portion of our nation and moved to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They were moved from Oklahoma to the western United States.
Yeah. They just keep pushing them west until everyone found out, like, oh, the government's actually a piece of shit who's just murdering all these Native Americans. Maybe we should not do that. So now, instead of giving their land back, we have segregated the land specifically for them. Yes.
This is modern day segregation.
No one's talking about this. Everyone's fine with it.
Dude, we're in the middle of a BLM movement. What happened to Native American lives?
I know, they almost got wiped off
shit on
the face of the earth.
Completely.
What
are you talking about? Some of the Native Americans don't even exist anymore.
Exactly. Some tribes don't
I think it's the Sioux tribe gone.
Oh, there's a lot of tribes. I think. I think that's the way we only hear about the Cherokee and the fucking.
Because they're hanging on.
Yeah, they're hanging on. The fucking the Hope.
So hard.
What is that called?
Hopies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hanging on. I love their culture. It's so fucked.
I have no experience in Native American culture.
I got to go to a what do they call those? Like a mission trip, kind of.
For Native Americans.
So I got to go on like a trip, right? And we were helping out on this Navajo reservation, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a little fucked. Now when I look back on it, it was a trip to help build up like a Christian church, and make repairs to this church that was up there for the Native Americans. And it was really nice because there was a lot of Christian natives that went and partook in the religion, right? But at the same time, it was like, this is not the Native Americans. The Native Americans weren't Christians.
That's a
fact. And it was like, we were destroying a culture.
We did destroy a culture.
We already did, but now it was like, that was like modern day, like culture destruction. Like I was
but
actively,
no one cares.
I was actively partaking in it. I didn't even know it.
But
I was like 13. But we go and we visit the Hopi res, and there's a guy up there, and we get to visit and talk with his family and talk about like what their culture is like, and it was super cool. And he was talking about like the rite of passage for like young women and young men, right, as they're going through puberty. And it's like mega fucked, and I don't want to butch this, but like I'm going to
do it.
Okay, the women have to get like touched and like slept with their like uncles and brothers, and I think their dads too. I'm not even sure. Right, the males have to spend the night in like a dark pit with like snakes and like scorpions and shit.
Oh, their manhood.
Yeah, so they have to like evolve into their manhood, and the women have to be raped. So it was like mega fucked.
So in some ways,
like there are improvements to their culture, obviously, but at the same time, it's like that was who they were.
Yeah, is it our job to destroy another one's culture for the better of humanity?
No, it's the same reason we don't go to Africa.
Well, that's what
not true. We even do that. We go to Africa and we like change their lifestyle.
We're going to the Middle East. We're fucking destroying, raping, and fucking slaughtering a whole bunch of people that are trying to change their culture, even though they don't want to be changed. No wonder they fucking hate us.
And if they have a violent culture, it makes sense for us to defend ourselves. But like,
we shouldn't go over there and just say like
and like control who they are.
We want your oil, and you're gonna be like, gonna be fine with it. I'm like, no.
So fucked.
Exactly. If someone came over here and was like,
they would die.
We want your McDonald's. Guess what?
They would die.
They would die.
That's
like, I'm not going to give up McDonald's.
McDonald's is all about money, and America's all about money.
You know what I mean, though.
But
you know what I mean. If the concept of someone coming knocking on my door and saying, "Hey, give me your shit, or I'm gonna kill you," it's like, do I roll over and give them the shit and change completely who I am? Or do I fight? And a lot of Native Americans fought. That's why it's fucking...
Especially back then.
Yeah, especially... They're like, well, fuck you guys.
It was like a culture shock, man.
Yeah, we got
guns existed. Yeah. And they didn't even know.
Yeah, they came over, dude. Fucking... Fuck Christopher Columbus, by the way.
I'm all for this.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm all for this. Fuck. What do they call that? Not national. Fuck.
Columbus Day.
No. Well, fuck Columbus Day.
Yeah, obviously,
but
it got changed to something else. I forgot what it's called.
When we moved to the West, there's like a word for that.
Migration.
I don't know. Maybe it's called that. I know migration.
Moved to the West.
So it was like after this, not the Revolutionary War, right? We're hitting the 1800s, and we're like, we need more land.
The Louisiana
right?
Purchase.
We have the Spain. We have fucking Canada, right? They're all moving in, trying to take more colonies in the U.S.
Yeah.
Right. So we start moving to the West to conquer more land, and I can't remember what that's called. There's a word for that.
Imperialism?
Is that what it is?
No. Imperialism is what we did to fucking Hawaii and the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah. We should also probably talk about that. I touched on it. I don't know a lot about it, but like we just went in there, fucking slaughtered basically the Hawaiian kingdom that was there.
Westward expansion? I don't know. There's a word for it.
I remember learning about this in school. We killed their queen. And
yeah, no. Theirs is fucked. Yeah. We learned DP.
Yeah. At least, okay, so their culture is somewhat little.
I love the Hawaiian culture. It's so fucking weird, but so cool.
Look at my shirt. It's not Hawaiian. But
I mean, it's like modern day Hawaiian, but like
it's not
douchebaggery.
Yeah.
It's like the white man's Hawaiian.
Exactly. Look at my beard. But I think some of their culture's preserved because they're not on the mainland.
Yeah.
We didn't care much about Hawaii as what we did in like Los Angeles and Oklahoma. Like we wanted all that land.
Well, no. That's the reason we took it. We wanted to use it as a
but we didn't,
a shipping port
to
make more money.
We didn't need to slaughter their culture. We didn't need to. That's why a lot of it's preserved.
How America took Hawaii. That's what I'm going to look up right now.
I feel like we explained it pretty
Spanish-American War broke out, and we wanted to use Hawaii as a naval base. So
Pearl Harbor.
It's Congress to approve formal annexation. 2 years later, Hawaii was organized into a formal U.S. territory, and in 1959 entered the United States as the 50th state. Hawaiian monarchy overthrown by America. Now that's a link I'm interested in.
Because it's a fact. We did.
Yeah.
No one talks about that, dude. Everyone's like, America's great. America is great.
1893, Hawaii's monarchy was overturned when a group of businessmen and sugar planters forced Queen Kalani, fuck that up, to abdicate. The coup led to the dissolving of the Kingdom of Hawaii 2 years later, its annexation as a U.S. territory, and eventual admission as the 50th state in the Union. So not only did America take it, right, but it was started by businessmen and sugar planters. So,
pigs.
Capitalist fucking pigs, dude. This is my issue with big business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I love small businesses because they're great.
Yeah.
Right? But you get companies like Amazon that are ran by Jeff Bezos who evade taxes every fucking year, right? Who pay anywhere from 1 to 0% in taxes.
Yeah.
Don't contribute to society at all. Yeah. And it's fucked, man.
It is fucked.
And they take over places like Hawaii.
Yeah.
Imagine what Hawaii would be today.
What do you think is going on in the Eastern Asia right now? Southeastern Asia. What fucking all those plants, all those sweatshops, Amazon, and all those fucking Nike shops.
Nike, yeah.
Yeah, all those people who do that, big business.
It's always big business.
And they could give a fuck on what the conditions are for them as long as they make their money and we buy their product.
All they have to do is meet the minimum requirements.
Exactly.
Right?
But of that country. Those countries. Of that country. Those countries don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
it's fucked. Third world. They go to third world countries with poverty rates out the fucking wazoo, and they're like, build a sweatshop.
Yeah.
Done.
Fuck them.
The next. Wow.
Yeah,
that one. I like that.
I
appreciate that.
I appreciate that too.
So next is the Dred Scott decision, which
we're moving on from the Trail and Tears.
Yeah, Trail and Tears. Yeah. Okay, so Trail and Tears #1, migration of American natives. Okay,
basically imperialism,
and how
we just destroyed their culture.
Several thousand suffered. And were forced west from their original homes. Okay. #2 is the Dred Scott decision, which many of you might not be familiar with that specific wording, but essentially, that is the official decision by the United States Supreme Court. Holy shit! That decided that African descent imported into the United States and held as slaves, or their descendants, whether or not they were slaves, or would not be protected by the Constitution and could never be seen as citizens of the United States. And it held that the United States Congress had no authority to prohibit slavery in federal territories. It also ruled that because slaves were not citizens, they could not sue in court. Lastly, the court ruled that slaves, as cattle or private property, could not be taken away from their owners without due process. So
it basically said
this is what decided that slaves weren't people.
Yeah.
Right? And by the way, this wasn't like an amendment at one point in time. And I want you guys to know that amendments can change. They're called amendments because they can change.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to know that, I don't know, there's a lot of people who raved like years ago about like, you can't take our guns away. That's our Fourth Amendment. They fucking can.
Yeah, they can.
Those amendments are completely changeable. In fact, did you know that prohibition was an amendment?
Yeah.
And then they made an amendment to get rid of prohibition.
Exactly.
So there were two.
They cancel each other out.
They canceled each other out.
Yeah, but like, fuck those old whites back then, you know? Like,
Fucked.
Like,
mega fucked.
Even so, it basically said, even if your owner said you're free, the federal government does not give a shit whether you're free or not.
Yeah.
Like, you're less than a human being.
Yeah. There weren't papers to show that someone owned you. They just had to say, that's mine. That's fucked.
Yeah. Fuck.
You were a car.
We've grown a lot in the last 150 years. I feel like the world has.
It had to.
Yeah, but like look at the previous 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I feel like in the last 200, we've made it pretty far. The Industrial Revolution, I believe, kind of pushed that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like the creation of technology and like led to our understanding of the world. And as like everything became more clear, we were able to understand not only that African Americans or Black Americans are just as much as people as the white person. There's no scientific difference, right? And it's been able to help us like modernize.
Yeah. Progress.
Into a better age.
Yeah. We are the best ever in human history, probably.
That will go down and as the dumbest statement we've ever said. I'm sure.
It'd probably be.
We're gonna wake up 30 years from now. Like
it is the best. Until you go back to where we kind of talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then we were just slaughtering each other because it's like, you stole my banana.
You stole my banana? Is that what you said? Yeah. What the fuck? Bananas only grew in tropical regions.
That's
so.
True.
I guess.
Well, I guess it depended. It's like, okay, you stole my buffalo.
You stole my buffalo. We're not hating.
We're not hating. It's a joke. It's a joke. I am making jokes. I love all cultures. Please don't kill me.
The overcorrection again. It's gonna keep happening. I'm not gonna lie. I have to take a big shit.
Why didn't you do it before this?
I'm not gonna lie. I could leave for a shit in the middle of this, and we can just play it off. You know.
I can play some smooth jazz.
The intermission.
Well, we're on it even. Let's get to the third one. Let's go to the third one. Go to the third one. After the third one.
I don't want to say this one. I feel like I'm gonna get bullied for this. You say it. I'll read after.
So it's called the Battle of something. We don't know how to say this. It's called the Battle of...
So I'm thinking it's Anaheim, but I don't know how to spell Anaheim.
Anaheim is not spelled like that.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay, so how it is spelled, it says the Battle of
Okay, I'll spell it out. Okay, so it's the Battle of Antietam. So Antietam.
Probably that.
Antietam.
I don't know.
That's so wrong. It has to be.
Yeah, we're not the best translators.
Google Translate also
did not help. It. Does not help.
So it's this one. It's the battle. It happened in 1862 near Sharpsburg, Maryland. And I'm not. There's that word again. It was in Maryland.
Just anonym.
Anonym.
Antietam.
Antietam Creek is part of the Maryland Campaign. Was the first major battle in the American Civil War to take place on northern soil. soil. It was the bloodiest single-day battle in American history, with about 23,000 casualties. The Union had 12,401 casualties, with 2,100 dead. Confederate casualties were 10,000. What the fuck?
Do you not know how many people died in the Civil War?
It said 12,401 casualties.
Well, they probably meant injured.
What does casualty mean?
Casualties, I think, is like...
Is it just mean wounded and dead?
I don't know. I'm not a fucking
I'm thinking
scientist.
it means...
No, you keep reading. I'll look it up.
I think it means wounded. No, it's fine. A person killed or injured in a war or accident. So they don't even have to be killed. So casualties just means someone's injured or dead.
I could get a paper cut.
Right. So with 12,000 casualties, 2,000 dead. Confederate was 10,000 casualties, 1,500 dead. They represented 25% of the federal force and 31% of the Confederate force. Holy shit. The Fed force must have been massive. That was 25% of their force. And
yeah, 630,000 people died during the Civil War.
That's insane.
Over 500,000, my guy.
More Americans died on September 17th, 1862 than any other day in the nation's military history. Several generals died as a result on the battle, including General Joseph K. Mansfield. Major General? I'm going to say that that's it. Major General Joseph K. Mansfield, Israel B. Richardson, and Brigadier? I don't know.
Yeah, Brigadier. I think it's Brigadier.
Brigadier General Isaac P. Rodman on the Union side, all mortally wounded. I'm not going to read the rest of those names.
A lot of
generals. I guess. A lot of boring. I mean, they were probably boring. I mean, it was the 1800s.
What they do? Fucking spit and smoke.
I mean, I'd basically want to do that.
I'd much rather smoke than spit.
I'd mostly just rather choke. Dude, my shit's gone.
Your shit's gone?
We're good. We're gonna keep going.
Exactly, dude. Just ignore it.
So this is the Civil War.
Civil War's fucked.
Civil War was super fucked.
Yeah, it's
we've basically been talking about slavery the whole time. Or like
not just the demolition, the destruction of
other cultures
by the white man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a recurring thing for a while.
Well, because that's
just the main thing we did.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think America's known for that.
But hey, we grow.
At least we're not known for communism.
That's so true. That's so true. Okay, number 4, stock market crash in 1929. Now, who wants to know about the stock market?
I don't care.
Don't
care. It's money.
It's money.
It just caused the Great Depression.
See,
it gave FDR a reason to be great.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a great job.
He did
Panama Canal during the 30s.
He should be on Mount Rushmore. Did we talk about this last time?
Mm-hmm. Mm. We didn't talk about it, but we said we were going to, I think.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
It's a fucking Velcro on my dick. Yeah, I think FDR should definitely be on Mount Rushmore. The fifth president. Definitely.
That would be so good because we looked this up last time. We did George Washington. It has Abraham Lincoln. It has
Thomas Jefferson and Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt. But FDR was dope as shit. Franklin Delano Roosevelt led us through World War II.
Yeah.
Built the Panama Canal.
No, that was the first one.
Was that Teddy?
That was Teddy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm sorry. I messed up.
He got us out of the Great Depression, right? He had fucking scoliosis or whatever.
Yeah. Not scoliosis. It started with the P, right?
I don't know. He had
Parkinson's?
He had a disease where he could not stand. He was in a wheelchair. But the day after Pearl Harbor, he gave a speech and he stood up. He stood up to give that speech. Okay, he was leaning against the podium. Does not matter. This man was like, I need to hype up this war. Okay, because fuck those Japs.
Hold on.
By the way, I fucking love the Imperial of the Japanese.
He was permanently paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah, he couldn't fucking...
Why do they not have a name for that? Was it polio?
Oh, it was polio.
Was it polio?
It was polio.
Polio.
No, it was definitely polio, dude. Look at all those fucking websites saying FDR and polio.
You're right.
I wonder what it is. It could be scoliosis,
Paralytic illness.
That's rough, dude. Dude, FDR was a badass motherfucker. You know.
Okay, that actually brings us to one of our other points.
Japanese internment camps.
Japanese internment camps.
Okay,
so he was up a little bit. Maybe that's why he's not on it.
Maybe that's because what Abraham Lincoln was and all these other bitches were. I'm just saying.
Okay, first of all,
he did a great job. There's probably a lot of people under him was like, well, like the CIA and FBI and shit was like, hey, those Japanese guys. There's a lot of them living over here. We got to throw them all in a camp in Arizona and Nevada and all those deserts that no one goes to.
Oh my God, I was reading on it on this website. The majority of Japanese internment prisoners were majority second generation, third generation citizens, American citizens. I think it was let me see if I can find it. Oh my God, it's the next one. That's perfect.
Read faster.
Right here. It's right here, dude.
Read faster.
62% were second generation and third generation. So whatever was left was first generation Japanese immigrants. So more than I don't know.
38% were first generation.
3/5.
38%.
No, that's 62. So just round it down. 60%. 3/5 were American citizens, no connection to the Japanese country, right?
But guess what?
By other than heritage.
Doesn't matter. You look different.
Narrow eyes, throw them in a fucking bitch.
Exactly.
Dude,
exactly.
I wanted to. They were called AJAs.
By the way, schools don't talk about this enough.
I think they touch it.
They touch it. I definitely learned it. But we didn't because schools is America's great, patriotism and shit. And I believe America's great, but also we have flaws. We had a lot of flaws in the past. We had a fuck ton of flaws. I think we should also we could focus on slavery, yes, but slavery is also a huge part in our
It was a huge part, right?
In our history,
but we should also forget the other stuff to go along with it.
Like fucking Japanese internment camps.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about that enough at all. I feel like we should.
Yeah, July 4th. We're just hitting the big ones.
Exactly, dude.
What is this? Oh, internment camps? Number 5. Yeah. Right after the stock market crash. We did not talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that.
But I do want to talk about the crash in 2007.
We'll do that at the end.
Yeah, I know. It's not even in the list. But
I'll write it down.
I'm just going to do a little overview of the stock market. I'll just read this paragraph. A massive drop in value of the stock market helped trigger the Great Depression, which lasted until the increased economic activity spurred by World War II
FDR
got us going back into the right direction. The Great Depression had devastating effects in virtually every country, rich and poor. Personal income, tax revenue, profits, and price dropped. International trade plunged by 1/2 to 2/3. Unemployment in the United States rose to 25%, and in some countries rose as high as 33%. Cities all around the world were hit hard, especially those dependent on heavy industries. Construction was virtually halted in many countries. Farming and rural areas suffered as crop prices failed by approximately 60%. Oh, because during the same time period, it was like all of our agriculture states were hit with
Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl.
Yeah. Fuck the Dust Bowl.
That's insane. Again, no one's talking about this. Stock market crash. Your grandmas or great grandmas know about this shit.
Not even
they lived through that shit. My grandma and my grandpa did.
Great grandmother, maybe.
My grandma, my dead grandpa did. But,
yeah, exactly.
My grandma, she remembers this.
My grandparents don't. My parents were very young.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like your family just pops out kids early, man.
Well. We're Mexicans, man. We got.
You can say it.
I can say it. F you, dude. Fucking white man over here. Anyway, we're moving on. We got Japanese internment camps and the stock market crash with a little Dust Bowl. Fuck the Dust Bowl.
What do we got? Number 6, dropping of the nuclear bombs. Wow.
Yeah, that's a hefty one.
That is a hefty one. And I'm not gonna lie. I don't know much about this. I'll probably read through this.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I think that Well, it was either drop the bombs.
Like,
it was either drop the bombs or sacrifice a few
losing the war.
A lot. No, not even losing the war. Just a lot of
soldiers.
A lot of American lives going in there trying to invade. But if you drop those 2 bombs and you're like, we have more, even though we didn't have any more bombs after we dropped the. No, we don't. We threatened.
I did not know that.
We threatened. We had the 1 we tested, and then the 2 on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and then we threatened to hit them more. Because they weren't giving up, and they're like, well, if you're going to hit us with more, we're fucking done. We're putting the sword down. Like, you can have it. You can have the war. So we went in there and planted the flag and was like, fuck you guys.
Nice.
It was either that or we invade. And I feel like there's pros and cons to this.
My World War II history is mostly made up of, like, World at War combat.
Yeah.
And like, Call of Duty World War II.
I remember the teacher that we had junior year for TP.
Yeah,
he fucking hated people who talked about World War II.
And I don't know why.
Well, because it's like, is that all you guys talk about is Hitler and World War II?
It's fun.
Like, fuck you guys. I feel like we should have brought let's not let that happen.
We had a whole unit on Hitler.
Yeah, and then he got so mad at us for talking about Hitler. He's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, like what do you want from us? Let's see here. Okay, so rough numbers. Roughly 200,000 people in total were killed, Japanese civilians. It completely ignored the fact that war is between armies, not civilians.
So, we broke some laws. The Geneva Convention,
sure.
You know.
Well, the Geneva Convention didn't exist yet.
That's why it fucking exists, dude. Fucking Europe was like, wait, what the fuck did you guys do? You just murdered like a few 100,000 millions, and I'm just kidding, it wasn't millions of civilians.
Oh my god! So the initial bomb only killed 80,000. By the end of the year, injury and radiation brought total casualties from anywhere between 90,000 to 140,000.
Exactly, dude.
And that's just the first bomb. 69% of the buildings were completely destroyed, about 7% severely damaged. On August 9th, 1945, Nagasaki was the target of the world's second atomic bomb attack. And the second plutonium bomb, the first was tested in New Mexico. So
we only had 3.
Okay, but if Nagasaki was the second plutonium bomb, then the first one wasn't even a plutonium bomb. What was that? Was that a hydrogen?
I think it was hydrogen. Then they're like, what if we put plutonium in this bitch? There was... Fuck, I forgot.
So it was destroyed. 40,000 people were killed by the bomb nicknamed Fat Man, according to statistics found within Nagasaki. Peace Park, the death toll from the atomic bombing totaled 73,884, as well as another 74,909 injured, and another several 100,000 diseased and dying due to fallout and other illnesses caused by radiation.
We are definitely a reason for the Geneva Convention.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or no, Holocaust.
Okay, I feel like that's an obvious one. Okay, that's an obvious one, but also when they were writing the
Do you
Geneva
really
Convention,
think that they even batted an eye at our bombs?
Yes, they batted a fucking eye. They're like, why the fuck does America have these bombs?
This war ended before the war in Europe.
No, that's not true.
No, it is
Hitler
true.
died before Japs gave up.
I don't think that's
that's a fucking fact, you fucking...
I don't know anything about the Bay of Pigs.
It was basically okay.
I remember the unit, but I didn't do a lot.
It's easy. It's simple. What am I looking up? Fucking.
Which war ended first? The war in the East or the war in the West?
First, the year in World War II.
Oh my god! I know this.
World War II ended with the unconditional surrender of Germany in May 1945, but both May 8th and May 9th are celebrated as Victory in Europe Day or VE Day. This double celebration occurs because the Germans surrendered to the Western Allies, including Britain and the US, on May 8th, and the separate surrender took place on May 9th in Russia. In the East, the war ended when Japan surrendered unconditionally on August 14th, 1945, signing their surrender on September 2nd.
Later.
The Japanese surrender occurred after the United States dropped atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki on August 6th and August 9th, respectively. The date of the Japanese surrender is known as Victory over Japan Day or VJ Day. Fuck you. I was right.
Hey, I didn't.
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
You didn't know, dude.
I made a guess. You proved me. I appreciate it. Now I'm a little bit smarter. I'll probably forget.
I honestly don't know why I know that.
It's good info.
Why is it good info?
I think it's just educational.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, it doesn't have any like practical value.
I'll teach my kids
unless you're gonna be like a historian or something.
What's the next one? The Bay of Pigs.
Bay of Pigs.
Okay, we're moving on. Bay of Pigs. The Bay of Pigs was basically the CIA operation to assassinate Fidel Castro.
Yep.
So basically, the operation was by
1961.
1961, and it was to assassinate Fidel Castro, and it was a land and air operation. The reason that it failed is because the land got there and the planes were an hour late because of the time zone difference. One of them got the fucking time zones wrong. So that's why it failed. It probably would have been successful and probably would have started World War III if we did kill fucking Fidel Castro.
I don't know why. What? Like, I know that he was...
Russia was in on that bitch,
I know that they were in Bay with the Russians.
In Bay.
But if you remember, Castro hated communism.
Castro also hated us. No, he loved us. I don't know.
Because remember, he hated communism, but he hated the fact that we had a grip on their country.
He also murdered his own people.
Because remember, Baptista was put in place by the American government.
Yeah.
And so Castro was in the revolution to take down Baptista.
Yeah.
He finally gets in power, right, with his brother. And then he hates America because they tried to control them for so long. But then he hates Russia because they're communists.
So why did he?
But Russia's, at the time, during the Cold War, Russia was America's natural enemy. So he went in bed with the Russians.
Probably because he was like, fuck these guys. They're 90 miles away from us.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Neither do I. We also don't know very much about the Bay of Pigs. We're not very smart human beings.
That is so true. I don't know why we chose to do this. I thought it was a good idea at first, but I like it. Idea. We're going through it.
It is a good idea. Just shitting on America while celebrating
Vietnam.
Fuck Vietnam.
You know what? I was fine with Vietnam. My own personal opinion is that the people who served in Vietnam don't get the respect they deserve.
No.
The moment they came back, they were shit on. Actually, you're supposed to, whenever you see a Vietnam vet, you're supposed to not only thank them, but say welcome home. Because when they did get home,
it was a fucking surprise.
It was
like, oh, you made it.
It was like, oh, you're back? Fuck you. Like, we hate everything you did in Vietnam, and we don't want you here. Like, get away
it's
from
not like they had a choice.
Right?
It's their orders. They're following their soldiers.
Right? If they were in
don't
the military,
be mad at those guys.
Right? Or
be
if
mad
you
at the fucks that
but
ordered
then the
them
draft, right? If you got drafted, like, hey, they didn't have a choice in that matter.
Either go to fucking prison or you serve. And they weren't going to send your ass to prison. Just launch you out of a cannon.
And it was a good like concept. Okay, we entered the war to prevent. It even says on here, prevent a communist takeover of South Vietnam. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with us going to the Middle East and just fucking meddling in that? What's the difference?
You make a good point.
Yeah,
you make a good point. I'm sorry.
I don't like the Middle East and I don't like Vietnam.
But it's their country.
But I understand why.
It's their countries. We got to let them do their thing.
Yeah. Fuck them.
If they ask for
massive genocide, they ask for our help, I feel like we should, if we want to, and there's like benefit for us intervening, then we should.
Well, you know what? I think that's what happened. I think it was
there was a civil war. It wasn't even our war.
There was a civil war.
Britain and France was there first,
but it was a civil war. It was South Vietnam versus North Vietnam, and then we joined.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's justified. I don't know. In my opinion,
I don't like it.
The fucked up shit that happened in here was the fact that we lost, and the fact that vets didn't lose. No, we did not win that war. We pulled out.
Technically didn't lose. We pulled out.
Yeah, Vietnam lost.
Vietnam. Yeah, but no, I agree. I feel like the vets should not have gotten treated like shit. They should have definitely been compensated. They weren't properly by a culture. I mean, like everyone viewed them as pieces of shit who served in a war that they were ordered to go fight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a really good movie, Full Metal Jacket. That's a bomb-ass movie.
Good movie. Everyone should watch that movie.
Everyone should watch that
And if not the full movie, just the beginning.
The beginning.
That's the best.
I agree. It's also the saddest, but yeah.
Vietnam. right after Vietnam in this list, we're going to number 9.
It's 9/11.
9/11, man.
Yeah,
that's some hot shit.
It is hot shit, and it's relatively
Big
new
topic.
still. You know,
Yeah, that's fucking modern day.
The year we were born.
Yeah,
we were both babies.
This shit was going on.
Yeah,
imagine the kids who lived through this.
My mom told me the day that 9/11 hit, our entire family packed our shit in trucks and was like trying to figure out where to go because like we were that worried because no one has ever experienced. No one's experienced
it was the first attack on America in
Pearl
60,
Harbor.
70 years.
It was so fucking long ago.
And more than that, it wasn't an island. It was mainland fucking U.S.
with our own planes. They infiltrated.
We're not going to talk about the conspiracy theories on these. I just want to say.
I feel like we shouldn't.
Right away.
That's its own podcast.
No conspiracy theories. Just right now.
That's its own podcast.
Yeah, it's its own podcast. Next time.
By
the way, Thirsty Wednesdays, Wacky Wednesdays. I don't know what we're calling them. Wacky Wednesdays. Wacky Wednesdays are going to be our uploads and the days we record. But holidays get their own episode. They have a theme. This is the theme for this one. You're welcome. Here we go. Terrorist madmen attacked the Twin Towers and Pentagon, killed nearly 3,000 Americans, and set off a war on terrorism. Some accounts suggest it was an inside job or a horrific case of neglect. Afghanistan invaded to destroy the groups Taliban and Al-Qaeda. America itself made, trained, and armed to fight the Russian invasion. The campaign is still going on and has spilled into neighboring Pakistan, India, and Iraq, highlighting the inability of American forces to contain the war. The initial attack removed the Taliban from power, but Taliban forces have since regained some strength. The war has been less successful in achieving the goal of restricting Al-Qaeda's movements than anticipated. Since 2006, Afghanistan has seen threats to its stability from increased Taliban-led insurgent activity, record high levels of illegal drug production, and fragile government with limited control outside of Kabul.
Do you remember when Osama bin Laden died?
Yeah. That was so... can we just talk about how awesome that was? Obama killed... This is actually
Obama didn't fucking...
No. This is literally a fact. Okay. Yeah. In Obama's term, he ordered more terrorists to be killed than any president's history ever.
That's a fact.
Trump hasn't killed as many people.
No. Okay. When Trump does it, he lets everyone know, and he just sends a rocket.
Yeah.
And so there's no covert. But there's no secret shit.
Even in the 4 years, Obama has killed in his 8 years. So
because
many
he was
terrorists.
Like, George Bush, you're a pussy. Okay, I gotta.
So many people died under his watch.
Well, a lot of civilians too. To be fair.
Well,
don't. Well,
I'm not gonna joke about this. Not right now.
In 20 years, when this is old, we can joke about it. Fuck those guys. Yeah. Fuck everything.
I guess what it comes down to is this is fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And we're talking about it. Because
on the 4th of July.
This is the stuff that created America.
Yeah.
That has evolved our culture, right? I mean, shit. 9/11 inspired so much patriotism and nationalism.
Yeah, it inspired a lot of people.
But at the same time, it inspired like a fuck ton of hate. Like if if we go throughout like all of America and we think about the Muslims who have nothing to do with terrorist organizations, they just happen to be Muslim, happen to wear like what do they call those?
Hijabs.
Hijabs? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I think that's what
you're talking about. But like the women who wear the facial garments, right, have been ridiculed for no reason. It's their culture, man. Yeah. It's a religion.
And they came here because they want that.
They wanted a different lifestyle, right?
So you shitting on them just makes them want to leave.
Yeah, and it builds resentment towards Americans. Yeah. And that's not what it's supposed to be about, right? The whole reason we don't have internment camps for Muslims or Iraqis or people from the Middle East is because we're trying to be better than we were. And the moment that we started attacking or like calling people out and like just fucking like yelling obscenities at these people, like we were just going right back to where we were in the 1940s, just throwing people in cages, man.
I agree.
We're just shoving them in a box and saying you're all like this, and that's our issue still with racism, man.
With just everything, really. We don't know how to solve things. Like I'll talk about that at the end, but I don't know. There's just a lot of problems in the United States.
So the next one is Iraq. Number 10. It's the last one.
Iraq and 9/11 kind of correlate, obviously.
Yeah. So these ones really aren't too different. But if we're doing specific, we're talking about the Iraqi War in 2003. I believe it started in February. That's on the website. I don't know why I'm not just reading it. Let's see here. The invasion of Iraq was strongly opposed by some traditional U.S. allies, including France, Germany, New Zealand, and Canada. Their leaders argued that there was no evidence of WMD. I don't know what the fuck that means. And that invading Iraq was, war. I want to think that's like war, like something to do with bombs. That invading Iraq was not justified in the context of the UNMOVIC's February 12, 2003 report. So, I mean, we still went in.
Yeah.
February 15, 2003, a month before the invasion, there were many worldwide protests against the Iraq war, including a rally of 3 million people in Rome, which is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest anti-war rally, according to the French academic Dominique Raimi. And then what? A month later, we went to war?
I'll be honest with you, I have very little knowledge of the Iraq War.
I do as well, and I always feel bad about that, especially because that was a war my dad was in.
Yeah.
I actually have a gun he brought to Iraq and shot people with.
It's a very sexy looking gun.
It's sexy, man. I have so much pride in that gun. Every time I pick it up, I'm just like, man, like, this pride.
Pride.
So much pride.
Seeps out of the fucking pores of your body.
Yeah, dude. Like, just like the sweat that's seeping from my fucking forehead and balls.
Mine too. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the whole Middle East situation was handled very poorly.
For sure.
I
think
Bush just set it up.
And
really
this is what
bad,
happens, bro.
You know?
We get Bush. I think we got Bush for 2 terms too, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what is it? 2004 to 2000 to 2008.
Yeah.
Right. Then we get Obama.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Obama get in there, we kill a fuck ton of terrorists. Right. We kill more terrorists ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
By the way, Trump said we were pulling out of the Middle East, and we haven't yet.
Yeah, I know. Because he's dumb. I hate him. We're not going to talk about that. Because that's just a whole other thing. You know, I feel like I just rallied a bunch of support for the podcast. Like, I hate Trump. Oh, fucking, fucking nutting, dude. Last thing I wanted to talk about was the crash, the housing market crash in 2007.
Yeah.
Explain to anyone who doesn't know about it. Do you know what happened?
Not really.
So I took a finance class, and we had to learn about this because it's a big moment in finance history. So, 2007. Prior to 2007. So this is what's happening. Okay, housing market, the stock market is going up, dude. We're seeing record like sales. You know, business is booming. Business is booming. But then what happens is that we have people going in and applying for loans that they can't afford.
Yeah.
Right? And banks are like, yeah, dude, we're going to give you that. We're going to give you that loan. So banks are giving out loans to people who aren't in a financial situation to even pay that back, right? Giving them insanely high interest rates, right? And then what they would do is they would sell the debt that those people had off to other companies, right? Giving it twice the value. Or they would take a bunch of people's debt, bundle it together, and then sell that bundle for billions on trillions of dollars, more than the fucking total cost of their debt, right? So someone would take a loan out for $500,000 because for some reason you would have a regular housing development house, right? That right now would be worth like anywhere from like 180 to 300,000, right? For $5,600,000, right? So they take a loan out for that much money to pay off the house with an interest rate of like 7-8%, which is so fucking high.
Yeah.
Right. And then the bank sells that debt or a bundle of other people who have the similar debt to another company, make millions of dollars off that. Right. And they would keep doing this until that debt was worth $1 billion. Right. And then what happens is that now you have all these people with a fuck ton of debt who can't pay anything off, right? And they don't know who they're paying anymore because it's been sold off so many times, right? So you would have millions of people defaulting on payments, right? And literally moving out, like becoming homeless, right? So now there's this just gap of no money, right? So you've taken all their money, right? So now they have no money and they can't do anything about that. So what happens is the whole market comes crashing down because it's been building up, but there's nothing there to support it, right? So it's just this tower made out of like fucking
that stands on nothing.
It's a Jenga tower, dude. It's a Jenga tower, and there's just one piece underneath holding it up, right? And that one piece is just the poor people trying to pay off their debt. And as soon as they start defaulting, a piece is gone, dude. The whole thing tumbles down all the way to the fucking ground. A bunch of companies went bankrupt. Banks were going bankrupt. There was only a couple people who made it out on top because they saw it coming. And actually, there's a movie. What's the movie that was done on this? There was a movie released on the 2007 market crash. There's titties in it, so incentive to watch it.
Is there an actor in it?
Yeah, there's really famous actors.
Okay, like who?
2007 market crash movie. I'm gonna look it up, dude.
Who's in it?
That's what I'm gonna find out.
You don't even know your actors, my guy?
I'm sorry.
Shame, dude.
Oh, The Big Short. It's called The Big Short.
Oh yeah, I remember. I wanted to watch this movie. I forgot.
So many good actors were in it, and Christian Bale's in it. We have Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt.
Dude, that's an all-star cast.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Big Short, it's all about the 2007 market crash. It's really informative. They have these really good scenes where they break the fourth wall and the people are talking to you. And it's like, and that's where they kind of like fucking info dump on you. And it's so good. And they kind of show you the situation that we're in, like in a way better scheme, like picture.
Yeah.
It was insane. America.
You love America?
Love America.
I love America.
This is where we're at, man.
Yeah,
we're doing it. We're living it. We're living lives. We're people, and we're living our lives together.
I should buy American flag underwear.
I think I have some.
Can I borrow it? No, I don't want to borrow it.
Actually, I don't think I do. I think they're
also, how do you feel? Okay, that's another.
Go for it.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, how do you feel about sharing your brush?
My brush?
Your comb.
My comb?
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I hate it.
I will
never share my brush.
I don't have a brush. I have a comb.
Yeah.
So combs
are different.
You can rinse out.
Yeah, combs are different. I mean, like a brush.
I don't use brushes, so I wouldn't.
If you ever use a brush,
is that like a lice thing?
No, it's just like a gross thing. If you share your brush, you're disgusting.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I got a shit.
Okay.
So I think that's a good spot to end this on.
Yeah, on shitting. Yeah.
So let's just do a little overview again. Top 10 things. 10 things, not even top 10. 10 things in American history.
In historic order.
1838, Trail of Tears.
Bad.
Number 2, Dred Scott decision, 1857.
Also bad.
Very. Fuck. I cannot scroll. Number 3, Battle of Antietam, Civil War.
Bad.
Number 4, stock market crash, 1929.
In some ways good because FDR.
We got FDR.
Yeah.
But somewhat bad because we got internment camps, which is number 5.
Well, yeah, but that was probably going to come no matter if FDR was president or not.
That's might be true.
Yeah, I think it was just the culture at the time.
Number 6, dropping of the nuclear bombs. Bay of Pigs, 1961.
That was
so bad.
That was
so bad, dude.
Like I feel like after the Cold War.
The soldiers that got caught, mega fucked up. Like they rotted in the can. Just so bad. Number 8, Vietnam, 1960s.
Don't like it.
Super fucked. 9/11, 2001. Like I want to make a joke. I'm not going to.
Don't.
What is it? It was what's his name?
Don't look at me.
You know him.
Do I know him?
It's a comedian who you like. That just makes no sense. You know what I'm talking about, man?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
He does the
Is he on Netflix?
He does the 9/11 thing.
Who are you talking about?
Oh my god. We're not ending this till I figure this out. And then I'm gonna show you because you're gonna remember.
Do I know him?
It's loading. We're getting there.
Have I seen this man before?
We're gonna end it with this.
Have I seen this?
Yeah. It's like your favorite all-time comedian. He just does whatever he wants. Like his shows don't make any sense. He just talks.
Dave Chappelle?
No, the other one.
The other one.
The white one.
The white one.
Yeah.
I don't have a white favorite comedian.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
I feel so wrong.
Pete Davidson?
I feel so wrong. He says it on a podcast.
Joe Rogan?
No, I think he might have been on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I'm gonna start naming off white comedians. Louis C.K.
Okay.
George Carlin.
No.
That
Norm
guy. McDonald.
No, Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald. Dude.
I love Norm Macdonald. Yeah, okay.
Norm.
Okay. Just play. It's that clip. It's that clip.
But that's a 6-minute long clip.
But that's
that.
I'll watch that after we end the podcast.
Norm Macdonald soundboard.
Just look up Norm Macdonald 9/11.
Dude, why do you have to say it out loud like that, man?
What do you mean? What do you think's gonna be said in the clip? Turn all the way up. All the way up.
Hold on. It's all the way up. It's all the way up. Okay. Before we end it, let's finish this. Okay. Oh, we talked about Hawaii.
We talked about Hawaii.
It's not on the list, but Hawaii. Number 10, Iraq, 2003, the start of Iraqi freedom.
The shit show in the Middle East.
Shout out to the troops, man. And then number 11 for me is Crash 2007, man. It's happening.
All right.
This has been Nick and Seth, the Weenus Gang podcast, and
let's hope this.
I'm Cremation. This is North to South,
just
and
push play.
we'll see you guys next time.
9/11.